Alright, now that we have a group settings screen, we also have a create group. Let's have a group model, the group provider, to handle all these settings here and also creating a group. Okay, so let's go on the providers here. Let's right click and then new file. So here let's have a group provider dot like that. So here we're going to have a class group provider. So extends change notifier. Alright, so first of all, let's start with the boolean is loading. So okay, corporate is already suggesting, let's not go with that. Okay, so first of all, let's have a bool is loading. We're going to initialize this to false. Then let's have a bool. Let's get all these bool. So this one is edit settings. Let's initialize this to false. This should be bool like that. Let's have another bool for approve new member. Okay, now it's with us. Let's also have another bool request to join, and then let's have a bool of log messages. Okay, let's move that. Okay, so now that we have these bool, let's also have the empty group model, which is going to return the group model. All right, now let's have the getters. So let's just let Copilot create all these. So here we are getting this model, and then after this, let's have the setters now. Okay, so setters, let's see if it will create. Okay, so this is loading its setting like this, but I don't really like setting it like this. Let's set like that. Okay, for void set is loading. All right, let's set it this way. Now it's going to copy what I did there. It's going to do the same. Let's set the settings. Let's set the approval, and also I like to require these. Okay, this is just a preference. In my opinion, I like to do that. You guys can keep it like that if you want. Okay, require so let's continue. Copilot will copy just that. Then let's have a set log, and then let's see another one, set group model. We are getting the group model, and then we are adding it to that. Okay, and then the next thing that we want is let's also have the list of group members. Okay, we need to have group members and then group members admins. Okay, so let's go up here and then create a list again. Okay, so final list. This is going not group model, so this is going to be a user model. So this is going to be a group member, a list of user model, which is going to be a group members. Okay, so this is going to be a group member. So let's name it as a group members data. I think, yeah, group members data. And then now let's also create for the admin. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just copy this, paste it there. So here I will say group admin. What am I going to name it? Group admin, admins list. So maybe this one, let's also say group members list. Okay, so we also need to create the getters for those. There is that, and then also let's create the setters to add the list in that. Okay, so to add the group member in that list, like that, and then also like that. So here we are adding all the list, but this is not what we want. What we want is to get one member and add him in that same list. Okay, so we only want, when we click here, we add that person, that the friend that we have clicked inside the list. Okay, not removing and adding everyone. Okay, so here we just going to send the user model like that, and then instead of this add all, we're just going to say dot add. All right, and then now let's remove that. So this is also not going to be a list, it's going to be a group member. We're just going to add like that to that list. Get this member and add him to that list, which is the same thing we're going to do to the admin. Okay, group admin. Let's copy that and put it there, and then this is just going to be add, and then we don't need to clear. Great. Now let's also remove remove a member from group. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna get that one and then remove that. Also remove member from, remove admin from group. Yeah, that. So now that we have that, we can now go ahead and add the members. Okay, so this is going to be our basic group provider. We are still coming back to this because we need to add also the method to create a group. Okay, so let's go in the inside the create group. Here now what we're supposed to do is let's come down to first let's come down to here and then add that group member. Okay, so this is in the friend widget. Okay, here on the checkbox here. All right, so this now we need to read inside the groups provider. All right, so up here we need to read. So let's see, are we reading anywhere here? We're not reading anywhere, so let's have a read from groups provider here. So let's say, or even better, let's not read it from up here, because if we read it here, every time we use this friend widget, we are going to be reading it even when we don't need it, even on this line. Okay, so let's only read it when we need it, when we are actually showing this group view. Okay, so to get this boolean only when we are showing that, let's have a separate method here. Let's create a bool. So this is going to be bool. Let's have a value. All right, so this is going to return our value. All right, so first of all, here let's take some arguments, which is a friend, and then not that. So let's take do we even require? Okay, let's just require user model friend, and then here inside here we are going to say final. First we are going to check if our UID is inside the members UID. Okay, so this one, first of all, let's say bool value will be equals to false. Okay, will be equals to false. And then here what we're going to do is just to check inside the user model. Okay, so I mean inside the what provider that we create, that group provider. Okay, so here we're going to just say context dot watch. Here we want to watch inside the group provider. If we want to watch the group provider dot group members list. Okay, so this is too much. We just want to check if this contains our friend. Okay, if group members list dot contains, if this list contains this friend, then we are going to return true. Okay, so we actually just need to cut this and then paste it here. And then why are we getting this error? So here we just return a value. Let's see how we can sort out why it's not reading. Identify context. So this is context. We should read this. Okay, we are in a stateless widget, so let's cut it. We need to call that method here. Yeah, so this method, it's here, it returns a boolean. Okay, so okay, even better, we can just get this, but we don't, why we are putting it here, we are just putting it as a method here. We don't want it to run. Okay, we only want it to run if we are here. So let's give it also, let's just say get value like that. So now here we are going to return that get value, and then we put a friend here. Okay, but we don't even need to put this. We can just simply not call it here because we are inside this same widget. Okay, and then also here you can directly just cut this. Let's make some shortcuts here and then just return it direct like that. Okay, so this is how we are going to get the value of this checkbox. Okay, and then here now when we check, we just need to check if the value, okay, Copilot is doing that for us. If value is equals to true, we are going to set that member to that group, else we are going to remove him. But now we are not going to remove him like this. We need to call our method that we created in the group, this remove method. Okay, this is a set method, this is a remove group member. So here let's call that remove group member. And then what do we need here? We don't need that. We just need to close it here, and then here we just need to put a friend. All right, so now we need to hot restart, but before that we created the new provider. We need to go inside the main.dat and add that provider. So let's have a change notifier provider, which is going to be that, sorry, let's go back, that, and then it's going to return the group provider. Great, we can put the comma there and then stop the application and run it again. Let's wait for it so I can close the main.dat. We want to work inside here. Alright, it has started. Let's go inside the groups, create, and then now here if you click here, we have added this person as a group member. If you click again, we have removed them. Okay, great. Now the next thing is to, let's also make these things be working, and then let's create a group. But before that, let's go to the group setting and then also set these things to work, okay? The edit and stuff. So in the group settings here, we also need to be reading in the group provider. All right, so to read that, we need to, let's just return the consumer widget up here. Okay, so we can either return it from up here or just wrap this padding with the consumer widget. Okay, with the widget, and then let's get our consumer widget. So this one is going to have our group group provider, and then let's create a builder. So here, yeah, we're going to have exactly that, and then here, that's where we're going to return our padding. So let's copy all of this. Let's cut that. Let's cut it. Then let's just return that padding. Okay, we can close it out like that. And then what's wrong with this? This is the consumer. We have to close it out and then remove this child there. So what is wrong here? We're missing a bracket. Let's put the bracket. Okay, what are we missing here? Okay, yeah, that's it. And then now let's do what we're supposed to do here. So here, instead of calling it a value, let's call it a group provider, like that. Okay, now we can read through all of these. Okay, so for the, let's see, so for the, let's start with this first one. So for the value of these, we know that we are going to get inside the group provider dot edit settings. Okay, that's going to be the value of this. And then when we change here we have to set that value. Okay, so let's click tab. You know that a Copilot is already finding our methods inside the group provider. Okay, and then that's all we need to do. Let's just also put the value for this. Copilot will know it's going to, okay, didn't know, so let's just put it here, this dot approve member, because we are in approval. And then here it's just going to call our method in the groups provider. Also here, request to join, we are going to call from our group provider dot request to join. And then once you on change, we can just do that. All right, so let's continue. Even on the log messages here, we're just going to call our group provider dot log messages, and then on clicked here, we are going to do that. And then that's all. So this one is a little just more advanced, but we will do it now because we want to read inside that list of our friends and then put the correct data here. Okay, so first of all, let's test these ones. Let's hot reload. Okay, I'm not sure if the application has reloaded because I'm not seeing any change here. If we go here, yeah, it hasn't, because we know that this by default is true. Is it? Oh, it looks like it's loading. Let's go in the group provider. This edit group setting, yeah, this one we want by default to set it to true. Okay, so let's hot reload again. I'm not sure if it's loading, so I'm just gonna run it like this. Alright, now let's get inside here. Come here, let's remove that and get inside. Okay, now it's reading, because at least we know that by default is true. Now we can change these. Okay, we can change these the way we want them. Okay, so maybe also this one, the request to join, let's only show it if this is true. Okay, this approve members, which is new members will be added only after admin approval. So maybe if we set this setting to true, let's also give you the option now, if you want them to request incoming members to join the group before viewing the contents. Okay, so if you're going to ask them to join first before they view the group, okay, if you turn this on. So to do that, let's go to group settings, and then this request to join. Before we show it, we can have a check. Okay, so let's check the group provider.d. let's check the approved member. If this is equals to true, we are going to show this. Okay, in the else, let's have a constant of sized box. Let's shrink it. Don't shrink like that, and then let's hot reload. Now if we turn this on, we can give you the option for this. Okay, if it's off like that, you won't have that option. Great. So maybe we can end this video right now, right here. Let's keep them short so that in the next one we work on this button. Okay, yeah, so let's end this video right now, right here, and then in the next one let's work on this button, because once you click here, we want to show a list of the friends that you have picked, and then also once you pick, you can write their names here.